Good afternoon, good evening to Miss Jennifer out in the UK. I'm in Austin, Texas. My name is Frank Salas. I go by the name The Talented Mr. Salas. I'm the founder of The Talent Tribe, and this is a series exclusively for The Talent Tribe where I serve those with talent and I transform them into thought leaders. And the way that I do that is by allowing them to, or helping them to get digital courses, ebooks, and today we're talking about ebooks and digital courses and digital products is what we're working with Jennifer Bailey, and she is out in the UK. Jennifer, can you introduce yourself to the fine folk?
Yes, well, hello, I'm Jennifer. I live in Torquay in the UK, which is right down in the very southwest, part of the English Riviera. And I'm a qualified teacher. I retrained as a teacher in 2001, which inspired me to take my offline knowledge and put it online so I could hopefully reach a bigger audience and share my knowledge with much more people than just kind of a smaller face-to-face group. I've started working in a college after I graduated, and I taught all sorts of different things, mostly maths, English, IT. So I've always had a bit of a passion for computers and IT and techie stuff. And if you ask any of my friends, they'll probably say I'm a self-proclaimed geek, but that's fine because I think that's kind of cool. I like being a bit of a geek. And so it seemed like a really natural transition for me to go from offline to online. But it is something that anybody can do with the right preparation and the right kit and the right expertise. Anybody can do it. And most people say to me, well, I'm not an expert in anything. And actually everybody is an expert in something, as the Talented Tribe is all about, that everybody has an expertise in something. And they all have something to give and something to share that somebody else wants. The biggest bit of advice I would say is to teach your yesterday self. If you're struggling on anything, just think about something new that you've learned that you needed to know how to do. And there'll be somebody else who's in exactly the same boat as you are. And that's how my YouTube channel started. And that's how I kind of got used to the whole recording little videos and braving getting in front of the camera, which is the scary thing to do, but actually a really, really important thing to do, because they say about like, knowing and trusting people. People feel that they know you if they can see you. I bet you all feel like you know Frank because you see him in front of the screen, you hear his voice, and you build that rapport. And actually, that's something really important. And it sets aside the difference between a video course and an ebook, because people can hear your voice. They feel like they kind of get to know you. Like when you watch your favorite TV programs, you feel that person is your friend. And I think that's a really important thing to have with your audience or whoever you're making your courses for, that they like you, they're engaged with you. And because of that, you have that willingness that they want to learn more from you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. One thing that you said that I want to hone in on for everybody in the Talent Tribe, all of my superstars all over the world, like Annette in Munich, Germany. She said that she had offline expertise. Jennifer had offline expertise, and she transitioned that offline expertise and brought it online, which is what all of us are trying to do, whether you're trying to make a course, an ebook, establish an Instagram page, a Facebook following, whatever it is. We're trying to take our offline real world stuff and put it on this brand new digital market space that it still is in its infancies, that the e-learning business is in its infancies still. And Jennifer, and I have already put courses out into the marketplace, and we're seeing the rewards of this already, but it's only going to go up and up and up from there. So I just want to point that out to everybody in the Talent Tribe and all my superstars and everybody else who's watching this. This is going to be on our podcast on iTunes, Podcast Republic, Stitcher, SoundCloud, YouTube. Make sure you guys subscribe on YouTube and just really highlight and break down that process. So let's do that. A lot of people in the talent tribe, they maybe have a 9 to 5, or people that listen to this maybe have a 9 to 5. And day one for me in the talent school is where we cover what is your value to the marketplace. And everyone's like, I'm not an expert of anything. So we actually break down, what jobs have you had? What roles have you served in organizations? What do people come running to you for help with now? And we take a look at all that. And what are they better at than 99.9% of people? Because an expert is just somebody that's better at you than doing one little thing. You know, that's it. That's all an expert is. So how can we maybe speak to that person and talk about the first steps when developing an online curriculum?
I think the first thing you need to do is your research. That's the most important thing when you're planning anything, a book, an ebook, even a podcast. I actually prepared some notes because sometimes you just need to organize your thoughts and have a look, see what content you've got there. So the first thing I would do is start thinking about what you know, what you're good at, and then have a look to see what people want. So take 10 minutes, half an hour doing market research, because otherwise you may find that you've had a wonderful idea. You've spent absolutely hours reading course. Nobody wants it.
Oh.
So it's really simple to do, really simple to do. All you need to do is go to Google and type in how to, whatever it is you're thinking about doing. How do I make money with Facebook ads? How do I get lots of followers on Instagram, etc., etc., and see what results come up. See what people are looking for. Have a look at forums. See what questions people are asking. Have a look to see what the pain is. Look to see what needs fixing or what needs curing. Then what you can do is, once you've done that, I'd also have a look on YouTube, because you can probably find some video people on YouTube. And you know what YouTube's like. You get some fantastic stuff and you get some really not so great stuff. But you can get some great little nuggets of information even from a not that fantastic video, which might plant the seed of how you could repurpose it or you could reuse it and make it better. So people have done a lot of the hard work for you. You've got all the tools out there. You just need to kind of gather bits and pieces together. A little bit from a blog post. It can be from YouTube video. It can be from a forum. It can even be a PIR product. So a PLR product, I mean, if anybody doesn't know what PLR means, it's a public limited rights product. So it's basically a product that somebody else has made that you package. You could use that as a starting point. If somebody's made a PLR product, they think there's a market for it, you could take it, improve it, repurpose it. Maybe if it's a series of blog posts, you can make them into a series of videos. You can make it into an ebook. If it's a series of videos, you can make it, or use some content that somebody else has done, but you could maybe put your own twist on it or your own expertise on it. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. It's not about reinventing the wheel. It's putting your own personalized stamp on it. The next thing you could do then is go and have a look and see what sort of competitions out there. So if you want to find me, I'm on Udemy. UDEMY, and type and find me on udemy.com. He has got thousands and thousands of students and thousands of instructors and courses ready. And if you go and have a look at your niche and you go on to me, you can see the type of courses that people have already made, and you can also see the number of students subscribed on those courses too. And if you can see there's a lot of students looking for those type of courses, you know there's a really good market for yours. And don't be put off by the competition. Competition is good because there's nothing to stop you actually checking out a few of those courses and doing it like them, but better. So I think that's a good tip. So if anybody's really worried, just do some research and see what there's out there already. You don't have to start from a blank piece of paper.
That's phenomenal advice, and there's so many nuggets in there. There's so many gems that hopefully for those of you guys in the talent tribe and my superstars, you guys are going to go back and re-listen to this whole interview, because we're going to drop a bunch of stuff on you guys. This is going to be a great interview. I found Jennifer on Twitter by looking for the hashtag course creator, and she was one of the top peeps with like big names up there. So she knows what she's doing. And how long have you been doing this, Jennifer?
I think I did my first course on Udemy about 3 years ago, but I built up my YouTube channel, and that was kind of said before, it was sort of my apprenticeship. If there was a problem I had online or using my computer, I would make a little video about it, stick it on my YouTube channel, and see what happened, really. Partly because I usually would forget how I did the thing that I learned how to do, but I also think that somebody else out there would have the same problem that I had. And so my channel kind of built and built and built, and I accidentally fell into a niche as well, which was kind of strange but quite exciting as well. And at the time when I was building my YouTube channel, I was using a piece of web design software called Serif. Serif Web Plus it was called, and it was sort of like what you see is what your interface. So I was designing websites using WordPress Serif so that the two pages looked the same, because WordPress is great for blogs and it's really good for search. You can't always get it to look how you want. So both of those tools are fantastic, but in their own way. So trying to get the two to knit together was something I worked out how to do, and started creating videos on it. And all of a sudden, I'm getting lots and lots and lots of hits. Sometimes we can be testing the water by creating a few videos and putting them on your YouTube channel and seeing what gets engagement. So that's another really good way of doing a bit of market research. And if people are asking questions off the back of your video, you can say, well, that gives me enough material to take another subject, maybe even enough to do a whole course on it. So there's lots of little ways of kind of starting off small, but building up, getting comfortable with your software that you're using, getting in front of the camera, making sure you're getting your audio spot on, because there's nothing worse. I don't know about if you would agree with this, but listening to a course with terrible audio or terrible visual. And
agreed. Absolutely.
It's really important, but you can practice it. You can get it right, because you want to be doing it better than the next person. And then you'll start standing out from the crowd. It's not about, I'm going to make lots of money doing this. It's about delivering quality and getting a name for yourself for giving a quality course, not rushing something off, getting it out there, right, that's done. It's about, actually, I know that person gives me really good value, and I'm going to keep looking at their courses because I know that I'm getting more than what for. Over deliver every time.
I love that. I love that. We always talk about overserving, overselling, overpromising, over-delivering every single time. That's just kind of how you have to stand out these days. People have so many options. Like if you go to Udemy, in my particular market, which is social media marketing or even growth hacking has its own, category now. And Udemy didn't have that a few months ago because of people like myself who's made the term popular. And now there's all these different groups coming up, and now they're adding fashion, they're adding business, they're adding entrepreneurship, and there's just so much that they're adding to Udemy, which is great because I looked at the stats only on Udemy alone, and there's like something like a little over 10 million students and about 20,000 instructors. So that means for every instructor, there's like 30,000 people or so, or something like that, something crazy. And most people are only working with like the top, it's the 80-20 rule. The 80-20 rule always, shows up in any business. They're only working with the top 20%. So if you just do what Jennifer just said, is pay the, $10 to $50 for a course and take somebody else's course and take the top rating, see why they're top ranking, see how that process works. and then emulate that, build it, make it your own, use your own voice, use your own, technology, your own intellectual property, and so on and so forth. Jennifer, I want to maybe have you take me down a time travel machine to 3 years ago when you were, doing all your stuff offline, and you were going to make that transition. So you gave us a little hit of like, yeah, I was on YouTube and I was doing this and I was cross promoting and I was, doing some split testing, some A/B testing to see what was going to work, and what, just measuring my business, what was happening. Now, after you got a good sense of all that, can you walk us through your personal story of how you developed your first course? What was it about? What did you expect? What was unexpected? Tell us that.
I suppose I started thinking about a course. I was going to, because I was trying to run my brains what people wanted. This is that. What do people want? What can I create people want? And I can use my strengths as a teacher to give it to them. Because I think I mentioned before about the quality of the videos on YouTube and that sort of thing. But it was also to do with the way people taught on YouTube. So coming from a teaching background, I would notice that people would assume a lot of information. They would think that people kind of knew bits that they actually probably didn't. So, for example, I think if I go back maybe 5 years, I'd never heard of I'd probably never bought a domain name. I'd never heard of WordPress. I've never created a website before. And someone said to me, "All right, you need to get cPanel." What? What's cPanel?
Right.
What's one of them? What are my name servers? I have absolutely no idea what you're talking about. So I started thinking about all those people out there who had a small business, who didn't have a large budget, who wanted to create their own website, have their own online presence, but they really, really didn't have the budget for a web designer, or they're a bit like me who just want to do it themselves, so that they can go in, they can change things. If they're not happy, they don't have to worry about waiting for somebody else to do it. And the videos I watched always missed bits out. So they would say, right, now you've done that, go and change your name servers, and then this will your domain will point to your hosting, and I was so I realized that actually taking it down a peg or two, slow down, assume nothing, and do everything completely step by step. And when you're recording it, it feels like you're too slow. But actually, when you watch things back, if people are doing it with you, copying, you need to slow the pace down, and making sure you don't assume that they have any knowledge. Explain something, especially if it's in some sort of technical jargon. Just make sure you're being really, really clear about what you're doing. So I kind of got to that step. I started recording the videos, and then I was invited to a webinar by a quite well-known UK-based marketer, and this guy was promoting how to make courses on Udemy using PLR products, which I mentioned before, the public limited rights, or public label rights, should I say, courses. And it wasn't the bit about the PLR that struck me. It went, hang on a minute, there's a platform for me which is better than YouTube for my speciality. I can build a whole course, and it can be hosted for free. I can just make the videos, I can upload them. It's not going to cost me anything, nothing at all. I can just upload my videos, I can choose the price for my course, and I can push publish. That sounds really easy, doesn't it? Not as easy as that. It's not as easy as that. It's not quite as easy as that, because there's obviously a few little technical issues you've got to kind of overcome in the meantime. But it was a massive aha moment for me. I thought, this is my window to the rest of the world. It's because YouTube's great. Don't get me wrong. YouTube is great, but it's not the best platform having for sequential videos or adding extra course material to. It's not really designed for that. Udemy really is. So you can have videos, and when I say videos, you can have front of the camera stuff. You can have screen capture. So if I was, a lot of my courses are on Excel, and I use a lot of screen capture software, so I can show people exactly what I'm doing as I do it. You can record voice behind a PowerPoint. So if you want to just talk through a slideshow, you can do it that way. You can do a combination of slideshow with your picture in the corner as well. You can do a little bit of pure audio, but Udemy do prefer videos. You can upload documents for people to follow. It's all there for you. It's an absolute gift, that website. It's absolutely amazing. And like you said, there's loads of students there already. They're hungry students. They're looking for courses. So your audience is looking for you on that platform. They're coming to you. How much easier is that than trying to drive traffic to your website? And you're trying to, woohoo, can you go look at my website, please? They're coming to you. And I mean, it's still a challenge, don't get me wrong. You still have to be seen among noise, but you're going in the right direction.
That was phenomenal. That's phenomenal. So I have not yet put any of my courses online. I actually, I'm all about the MVP, minimum viable product. I've started, several companies in my short term as an entrepreneur. I'm 28 now, and I've been self-employed since I was 20. So I know the value of resources. I started businesses with $0 and 0 cents, and I started businesses with a 6-figure marketing strategy and everything in between. So for me, I really do value dollars when it comes into business. And I did my first course on a private Facebook group where I just live streamed it with my phone. And I just said, all right, we're doing a beta and I'm going to show everybody this. And like, that was great for me to get my feedback, to get, everything. I monetized it. I had a very successful launch. I didn't have any advertising, but I already had a tribe. I've been broadcasting for 8 months on Periscope, which is live stream. I have a very highly engaged following. I don't even have an email list, Jennifer. All my peeps are in my Facebook group because they're so engaged. I have I'm very blessed to have an engaged tribe, and I've got very specific on the people that I'm serving, and I'm looking for them, but they're also looking for me. But this put somebody like me in that place. Oh my God. I can't wait to mop up the floor with these reviews that I've been seeing. I've been checking out other courses. I'm like, man, you guys paid what for that? Oh man. I'm going to come and disrupt this marketplace and get in there. So for somebody like me who excels at growth hacking, who can show you every little tip and trick about every little platform, my plan, and I'm asking you for guidance, I don't know because I've never uploaded anything to Udemy, is I love to use Zoom. And Zoom, I can have my little corner of my face in the corner on the top right, and then I can navigate the PowerPoints. I already have my virtual assistant who set up a PowerPoint outline underneath my guidance, and I'm just going to go and give a bunch of value, share my screen, show different things here and there. And then I wanted to give a kind of an intro or like a beginner level course on Udemy and say, hey, if you want to roll with me and you want to take my premium course, then you can come, to my tribe, come directly to me. Cause I'm assuming, or I know that Udemy has a fee and, there's a certain price point that people are expected to pay. And all the stuff that I drop is at a premium at $9.97 because my stuff is like really high level. And the way that I view Udemy is a way for me to get my content out there, like my light stuff. Maybe I think it's like $10 to $50 is the average price point there, and make half of that. I think Udemy takes a split of half, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know.
If you do the promotion and you drive the traffic to your own courses, then you get 100%. It's when they promote it. I might be slightly wrong because it has just changed not that long ago. But I believe that if you are using your links, what you can do is you can create coupon codes for your followers. So if you give out a bunch of coupons and they come and sign up for your course, because it's your promotion, you get 100% commission. If Udemy, because Udemy do a lot of promotion as well, often you'll see Udemy courses pop up on Facebook and places like that, and they're giving away coupon codes, they'll then take 50%. So if you've got a lot of followers, then giving out coupons is a brilliant way to get people in. I mean, they've changed it now. You used to be able to give something like 95% off a course. You're now limited to 50% off. That's the most you can do. Nice. And I think there's a top cost for a course is $50 now, whereas it used to be unlimited. So people would be putting courses on for like $900 or $1,000, whereas now they've limited it because they've discovered that most of their students are looking, I think it's about $10 and $50 limit. That's kind of what they're prepared to pay. But there's quite a few instructors who will start building their following on Udemy and then self-host their higher premium courses. You have to be a little bit careful because Udemy don't like people being removed from the platform. So it used to be quite easy to use affiliate links within your courses. So, for example, my WordPress course, it started off being free, and I used to have a couple of affiliate links in there, which effectively funded my course. But it got to the point where Udemy didn't like that anymore, so I converted it into a paid course instead. But there's no reason why you can't, let your followers know that there's more information available on your website, or they can check out your blog post, or they can download free reports or anything from your report to help you get people to get onto a mailing list outside Udemy. Because you are allowed to email your students in Udemy, but I think you're limited to 2 promotional emails a month. So there are limitations, because I guess they don't want all the students spammed, but there are ways and means. There's some very successful instructors out there have got that down to a fine art. So what I would suggest you do is have a little bit of a poke around, because you'll find quite a lot of successful Udemy instructors, and you can copy what they do. Don't reinvent the wheel. Have a look at what they do and see which of those methods work for you. So there's one gentleman who posts regularly on his blog, and he's got a great following on his blog, and he lets people know what courses are coming up. He does taster videos to see if there's an interest in his course, and he's got a really, really good following. He's done really, really well. And there's another gentleman I know who puts a lot of his content on YouTube as well. So he gives away a lot for free, but because of that, he has a great following on YouTube, and people are happy to go and buy his courses on Udemy. So you can use whichever marketing method you feel comfortable with. It might be if you're great with Facebook or great with Instagram, Pinterest, whatever, you can use that to your benefit.
I love that. I think that's great. And that's the cool thing about social media, is that there's so many ways to play the game. And you right now are on Udemy. Are you on any other platforms outside of Udemy?
Yeah, I'm on Skillshare as well. So this is the other thing. Don't forget, if you make the course once, doesn't mean it has to stay on one platform. You don't have to be just restricted. I think there's a couple others I'm looking at as well, because we also have Amazon Direct Video as well, which is brand new, and some of the Udemy instructors are getting on board with that. So that means people can, if they've got Amazon Prime or anything like that, they can search for you and they can watch your videos through Amazon. So that is going to be big. And I think that's going to be a real competition for YouTube. So use what you've made and put it on lots of different places. There's no reason why it has to be exclusive. But also you might find that Udemy is not the right platform for you. Maybe you're doing more affiliate marketing type stuff, and it doesn't quite fit in because it's very educational. So you have to be a little bit careful that it doesn't come across being get rich quick type. You know what I mean? Sometimes they don't like too much internet marketing. They prefer the kind of the educational, the business side. But you've got ClickBank, you've got JVZoo, you've got Warrior Forum. It might well be that your course is better suited to a platform like that. It doesn't have to be an education type platform such as Udemy, or you repurpose and you put it on all of them in a different format.
That's amazing.
Also, don't forget that if you it doesn't work quite as well in my Excel courses, but I'm thinking at the moment about a way I can make a course that I can also convert into audio files that can also be in it as well. So it could be the content's done once. You could outsource the transcript or the transcribing to an ebook and put it on Amazon. So do the work once, the research once, and reuse the information you created.
That is phenomenal advice. I hope a lot of you guys in the Talent Tribe, my superstars, are going to be listening to this, in replay. So we can definitely get you guys to pick up those million diamonds that we just dropped for you guys. When I was on Udemy, I noticed that there was a bunch of different reviews, and I noticed that there was like the first one had like 439, the second one maybe had like 70, the third one had 300, the one after that had 12, and so on and so forth. And then I saw that the ones that were at the very top had like 45 hours of video and 172 lectures, but the new ones that were top ranking, they were like, 3 hours of video and like 25 lectures, and people were like, yeah, we really like this. So it seems that previously people wanted this big, huge, giant course, which I developed, which is the Talent School. It talks about all the social media, and I now see that I have to break that down to, this is how you're badass in Facebook. This is how you're really awesome on Instagram. This is how you use ghost codes and Snapchat together. And that seems like a better play as opposed to do the holy grail,
I think
media
people
thing.
get overwhelmed. They get overwhelmed, I think, a little bit. People are in a hurry. You were talking about dual screening, weren't you? I was watching your Instagram training. And I think people just want to know how to do stuff. And if it means that they can go in and do it in an hour, why do they want to watch 15, 20 hours of content? I mean, my first course was 4 hours long. My quick start, all of mine tend to say quick start something. My quick start WordPress website course was 4 hours long. But which did all right. And I did an e-commerce one as well. But my quick start, how to get started with Excel course started off as 40 minutes. It's got over 22,000 students on it now, and mostly 4 or 5 stars. So it doesn't have to be a big course. It just has to meet people's needs or their objectives, what they want to achieve. That's what it has to meet. And that's the most important thing. If it says on the tin and it gives them the information they want, that's the way to go. I mean, the beauty about platforms like they can keep adding more content. So if you start off and your course is 45 minutes, which mine was, and then I think I added about another half an hour, 45 minutes, and then convert it into a paid course, you can keep adding. So you might think, oh, I could really do another lecture on to take it a step further. Or what I've started doing now is if somebody asks me a question in my course, I do a video reply. So rather than just typing in the discussion, this is how you do it, make a video, mention the student by name. You're engaging with them. They can see that actually you're paying attention to them as a student, which I think is really important. So they're not faceless or nameless. You're talking to them, you're answering their questions, you're engaging with them. Reporting. I think it makes that a little bit more.
That's phenomenal. And part of the stuff that we teach in the Talent Tribe that I really convey to the superstars is you have to just reach out. You have to have that human element. Like Jennifer's in the UK, and I'm in Austin, Texas, and this is our first time chatting, but we talked on Instagram, we talked on Facebook, we talked on Twitter, and it's all about taking those next steps and those small little increments of investment so you can really develop those relationships. And that's no difference if you're trying to get someone to jump on your podcast and help you serve your tribe, like Miss Jennifer is doing for us, or if you're trying to convey expertise and professionalism to your students on Udemy. And I'm picking, from what I've seen, Udemy is like the number one, like it's the Facebook of e-learning, LMS, learning management system, correct?
Yeah, it's a big platform, and they're evolving. They're changing things. They're really, really keen. That is all about student engagement. And the thing about the reviews that you were saying, there's two different parts to it. The students can leave you, so they can leave a number of stars and they can write you some feedback. But also, as they work through a course, they're surveyed by Udemy, and they start rating your course they go through. And you can see what the rating of the course is out of 5, which is a decimal rating, and you can see what the students really think. Because obviously, there's always that argument that could come in, all your mates could come in and leave you a 5-star review and it looks like a fantastic course. But the truth is they look at those other ratings to see how good a course is, to see how well engaged the students are, how far through the course they've been through. And you can look at those statistics well and see, whether you're losing engagement and maybe seeing if there's a way you can increase that engagement with them, with you. And because it's very easy, especially if multiple courses or they get lots of free courses, that they sign up and they don't do anything with them. So it's trying to keep people engaged and getting a value.
That's amazing. That's amazing. We have a question for one of our superstars out in Munich, Germany, in your neck of the woods. Her name is Annette, and she asks, is it better to have many short courses or one really big one? Which one do you recommend?
Well, I suppose it depends on how much money. If you're talking about Udemy, I think it depends on how much money you're hoping to earn from it, because you're going to have one massive big course that's 4 hours long. You can only earn a maximum of $50 for one student enrolling on that course. So if you broke it into smaller courses, you have a better option of utilizing, the cost for it. Because there's no reason you can't start lots of short ones, but give coupons for them to move on through it. And also, I suppose it depends on what you're trying to communicate. There might be some things you can't communicate in 4 minutes. What is you're trying to get across to them? I mean, if you're trying to talk on a really big subject, so say you decided to do a course on NLP, you do that 40 minutes. It's going to be a bigger course. So think about what it is you're actually trying to achieve, what your outcome or what you think your student's outcome is. That's what I would look at first.
That's phenomenal. So, okay, I have I did the talent school over a 30-day intensive period. I want to say my course is about 50 hours long. It's huge. And I looked at Udemy and I wanted to break them down into like, here's Facebook and here's how you do everything through that. But I'm seeing that they want everything broken down in modules. So, for me, I have slideshow presentations. I have Zoom, and my plan is to open up my, presentation of Facebook and then go through maybe like 3 or 4 slides and then say, all right, that's the end of module 1, hit end, download that, upload that to Udemy, and then, keep doing that. Is that like the actual way that it works?
So the way I've used modules is you might have like an introductory section, which might be one video. I tend to make it a couple of videos at the beginning of my course telling people how to use the Udemy interface. So right, this is how you work your way through the interface. This is how you change the definition of the video from high definition to standard definition. So particularly if I'm doing an Excel course, if people are watching it in too low a definition, they might not be able to see the lines properly. It might be blurred. So I try and take a bit of time to introduce the interface, say, right, you want in high definition. I also have a video asking people to introduce themselves. So who are you? Where are you from? What are you trying to get out of this course? Because there is a discussion that runs down the side of the pain in you. So it will help you engage with your students better. So that could be your first section. Then your second section could be your bit. And then maybe have a third section where you maybe you've asked them to show you what they've done. Maybe you could do some review videos on some case studies. Maybe I've done a section on my Excel course of extra tips or little tips and tricks, which I've realized that I probably haven't covered enough detail, or we're too in depth or too nichey for my main video. I can add some extra little ones at the end. You might also want to have a last section, which is like a summary bit. It would just be a PDF that you've uploaded saying, these are all my other courses, check these out. Or I'm thinking about doing now, which I haven't done yet, is maybe even including the first 3 or 4 videos of another course at the end of this course. So they can, like, when you buy a Kindle book and you get to the end and you get a snapshot of the first chapter of the book. So maybe do something like that. So give them a bit of an insight of what else you have.
That's phenomenal. That's phenomenal advice. When you are starting a course, how do you develop the curriculum? Like, how's the outline? Like let's say somebody wants to start a course on how to detail a car, how to, dress, in a suit, how to fold a pocket square or whatever, how to, give a fade or whatever that may be. If someone, whatever that expertise is, if someone's going to establish that curriculum. So we've gone through like the logistics, we've gone through the market research, but they've got their pen out, they've got the blank and the blank pad, and they're like, duh, what do I do now? Like, where do you start when it comes to course curriculum?
And I look at the steps it takes me to get to that end goal. So for example, if I take my Excel, Quick Start Excel course, I wanted to be able to teach people what I thought were really, really good tools or strategies or tips or skills to be able to use in Excel. And I needed to work out the best way to teach those skills, because teaching them in isolation is incredibly boring. There's nothing worse than someone's pulling, and I'm not criticizing any other instructors at all, but there's nothing worse than someone going, this is what this part of the ribbon does on Excel, this is what this bit does. It's no good to anybody. It has to have an end goal. So what I did was I decided, right, what type of spreadsheet template could I use? And I can teach them how to create the whole spreadsheet, but each part that we do shows a different skill. So the first bit might be how to create a new file, how to save it, where to save it. Then we might look at headings. Then we might look at simple formula. We might look at borders, and we just build up and build up and build up. So each little step I make into a new video. So my videos are probably, some of them might be 2 or 3 minutes long. Some of them might be 5 minutes long. I try and keep them as short as possible, because there's nothing worse than having a 20-minute video and someone has to rewind and fast forward all the way through the video so they can try and work out where that one thing is that they wanted to be able to do. So write down the list of steps from how to get to A to how to get to B, and then break them down and make them individual videos. And you'll find that your curriculum will form itself. But what Udemy is quite good about is you can create the module headings, and you can put the names of the videos in their slots, even though you haven't uploaded any videos yet or any images. So you can see it starting to build and take shape. And you might find out that some things don't take as long as you thought, and you can make that combine 2 videos into one. Or you might find that one video is actually turning into 15 minutes long, and you can split it up into 5-minute chunks. So look at it as a kind of a timeline from getting to A to B. And then whatever you teach, just slow it right down. So it's making sure that you're going at a pace that people can follow you, and they're not having to keep stopping the video, rewinding the video, fast forwarding the video. I hope that helped. Did that make sense?
Yeah, I have a problem. That made total sense. So I do everything live. I do everything in one take. And even my YouTube videos, as I do my YouTube videos, I have 2 phones and I'm broadcasting my screen. So I can broadcast it on Periscope in my Facebook group, and it goes to YouTube. And people on Facebook Live and Periscope Live, they love it. But then I go to YouTube and I start watching my stats, and I'm like, oh, I'm losing people here. And it's when I'm engaging with people. I'm losing people here, and it's because someone's asking me a question. And even though the people that are on live really appreciate that type of engagement, on a completely separate platform on YouTube, I'm not getting the same type of response. And instead of these like 45-minute, 1 hour long videos full of great, engagement, people just want to strip that, and they're like, give me the 15-20 minutes of the good stuff, and I'm out. Yeah. Like, I'm wham bam, also, thank you ma'am, I got to get out of here. And
if you're talking about like different strategies, I'd make each different strategy a different video. So you could be talking about, I was watching your Instagram training today, and you talk about hashtags. Now I'd make that one video, just talk about hashtags. Or maybe you were looking at how you search for people using hashtags. Maybe you would do that as a separate video, so they become smaller bite-sized ones. Because people might think, oh, I just wanted to watch that bit about, and they think, I've got 45 minutes to find the piece I'm really looking for. Whereas if they're all bite-sized and they're labeled properly, or the descriptions are good, they know exactly which video is it, they'll go back and they'll revisit it, because you want to keep people engaged. And also maybe the shorter videos create a a quicker pace. People are moving quickly through the course, so they feel like they're progressing quickly. Maybe they only have half an hour to spend on the training, so they think, oh well, in half an hour I can get through 5, 6, 7 lectures, rather than thinking there's one video there, I'm not even going to get a chance to watch the end of it, I'm going to have to come back and start again tomorrow. So just thinking about making it easy for people to find your information and review the key information that might be valuable for them or they've forgotten. The other thing that actually, the other thing
that's phenomenal.
Is Udemy do like you to be clear on your objectives. So as if you're teaching a lesson in a classroom, they like you to state your objectives at the beginning of each lecture. And at the end of the lecture or the video, recap what you've covered in that video. And that's a kind of real teaching practice. In this video, we're going to cover, then you deliver it, and then you recap. So it's tell them what you're going to teach them, and then tell them what you told them. That's the philosophy. But I mean, I've got around that by just having like a little intro slide and go, hello, I'm Jennifer Bailey, and in this video, I'm going to tell you about da, 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 da. Then I start, and I add the outro on and say, in this video, I've told you about, my name's Jennifer Bailey, thank you for watching. And I kind of have, and the good thing about those bits is you can edit them on afterwards. So you can make sense. You might be able to split your content that you have already down by editing it, and then add your intro and your outro on each end, and then make it into the video for Udemy. You might be able to do that. There are people who do put webinars on there that they've recorded as a kind of a bonus to their other videos. So add a couple of webinars on the end, or maybe you could put your podcasts on the end. I know there is another instructor who does a lot of podcasts. The only problem he had was that they were all audio and he couldn't have a course just filled with podcasts because there was no video. So you would have had to re-edit them with some sort of video or video holder on them. But now your podcasts have video, there's no reason why they couldn't be uploaded as is, as a supplement, as a bonus to another course. So I hope that's useful.
That was phenomenal. You've given us so many gems in this, and as a tribe, we, myself included, we all need this right now to grow ourselves to that next business or the next level of our business. Now, let's talk about the most important thing and the reason that we all do this. What's the money like from doing online? Like I know the average Udemy instructor makes $8,000, and that seems cool, but that's like $8,000 over the lifetime of their product, which really works out to like $300 to $400 a month for 18 months or something like that, which I'm not knocking. It's supplemental income, and it's definitely cool. But a lot of people are like, oh, I'm going to go out, make a video, get rich.
What is the
money like
if
realistically?
You've got the time to do this, you're regularly producing courses. Obviously, the more you have out there, the more passive income you're going to have. But for a lot of people, they've never made money online before. So, and I think this is where I first had my major breakthrough with making money online, but it's scalable. That's the beauty of it, because once your first dollar, it is scalable. And so you can make more courses, you can repurpose your courses. And that way you can scale up the money. I know a particular instructor, he's now living in Thailand and traveling off the back of the income that he makes from his Udemy courses. He does that full time, and so he lives on it full time. I'm in a slightly different situation. I also have a job as well, so I do it round it. So for me, it's kind of supplementary at the moment, but it's very, very enjoyable supplementary income, shall I say. But yeah, it is scalable. And also, I mean, you may decide that you've seen some affiliate marketing campaigns where perhaps they make more money from these types of courses. So it's looking at what suits you and what market you're aiming at, and also how much promotion you're prepared to do, I think, as well, because it's definitely not as simple as you put it out there and people come. It's a big job to get it done, but the promotion has to carry on in order to keep the income steady. And that's something I'm hoping to learn from you, you see, is that I want to be able to kind of keep my following going and starting to get more traffic to my courses to make that income increase. So it's there's several aspects to the whole course creation side of things.
Absolutely. And you have the part, you have the gap where I'm missing, which is the course creation, like the actual stuff. Like so I have virtual assistants. I don't even handle my email. I don't handle I've never seen a WordPress website. I've never done anything. I don't know what all those things you said do, because I focus on my RGA, my revenue generating activities, because this is what I do full time, and I need to spend my time serving my tribe, reaching out to new peeps, and I'm very interested in this passive income so I can, supplement my income a little bit and not have to swim as hard every single month, and to have that compile, because I realize I'm doing a lot of trainings complimentary right now that I could even just put up on Udemy that for free, for no cost, for complimentary, to get me more people to come in to my talent tribe, to come into those things. So here's kind of my plan with my courses, and maybe you can pick up what I'm putting down, and maybe I'll jump in at any time and give some advice, because I've never promoted a course outside of my own tribe, and I've only offered it in private. I never publicly offered a course before. So my goal with something like Udemy, Thinkific, Teachable, the new one, Side Street or Side Skill or Skillshare. Yeah, Skillshare. Yeah. They got all these names and stuff. So my goal is to, put a bunch of complimentary courses out on Udemy, on YouTube, on those different places. I do complimentary trainings. That's my thing. 90% of the stuff that I do is free. It's complimentary, but the 10% is premium, and people have no problem paying me for that higher level fee, because they've already gotten so much value from the stuff that I've done. So I'm going to put that out there first, and then, maybe make a little bit, and then have everything lead towards me, my Facebook group, the Talent Tribe, and then contacting me directly, and then moving them onto my sites and go from there. So here is how to get to that point, at least for me. So number one, after I drop the course,
a whole new audience as well. So it might be those people who at the moment are not on the social media circuit, I guess you could say, but they're learners out there who you can offer a lot of value to. So it's a whole different pool of people. So it's offering up to people who I think that's another way of looking at it, is finding a whole new market, or people in a different place, should I say.
Absolutely. And it's gonna build and grow to compound that tribe. And what I always do, and what always works for me, is I give value beyond that I've already given, and compelling them to work with me on either a one-on-one basis, or to work on my new courses, or my premium level courses. So that's kind of where I'm going. And then, as you know, I provide complimentary trainings in the Talent Tribe. And I just going to double down on all the stuff that I know how to do. So Pinterest, Instagram. So I'm doing a lot of social media stuff. What I want to do is I want to take a minute worth of my training and just throw it on my Instagram. And because I have specific hashtags, I also have the support of the Talent Tribe in our comment hacks. So, once I post on Instagram, I post in my super secret group with the Talent Tribe, and they all show me love. I'm getting about 40 to 50 comments. And now, because I use the certain hashtags that I use, I'm now the top post on digital nomad, travelpreneur, remote work, I earn a living by living, and these different types of hashtags, different emojis. By the way, emojis are searchable on Instagram now. So because I have that, I pop up at the top, and I just want to convey, this is what it's like to work with me on a premium level. Here's a sneak peek into my diamond vault. If you would like to step into my diamond vault, just swipe your credit card right there to Udemy, Teachable, Thinkific, or to me if you want to go to that thing. If you're not there yet, I understand. I have plenty of complimentary trainings. And once you're ready to make that next step, I'd love to, accept you into my diamond vault. So that, that's big picture. I go over the specifics on how to do that, every day in the Talent Tribe, on my Periscope. And that's where I really, do that. So the promotion part is really where I excel. And I was so looking forward to this video, to this podcast, because we're going to, you're going to focus on your strength. I'm going to focus on mine, and we're going to be able to serve our tribe. But that's all the time that we have right now. I definitely want to do something like this. I know the tribe is definitely going to be liking this one. I'm going to throw this up on YouTube and put it out there. But Jennifer, where can we find you? If someone right now has already seen enough information, either right now live or on a, the many ways that we repurpose our podcast, where can they reach out to you and say hello, ask for information,
come and chat
maybe
with me
even
on
get
Facebook.
some one-on-one stuff? How can we
Jennifer
work with you?
S. Bailey. So facebook.com, Jennifer S. Bailey on Facebook, Jennifer Bailey on Twitter. Either of those is fine. Come and say hello. If you want any help or advice on creating your own courses, then come and talk to me. I won't bite you, I promise. And if anybody wants, I'm quite happy if anybody wants to go and look at my courses, then just let me know, because I'm quite happy to give some coupons to go and have a look at my courses. That's good too. If you want to go and pick apart what I've done and make yours better, that's good too. There's no problem. Just come and say hello to me.
I dig it. I dig it. Well, Jennifer, thank you so much. We're going to put all of your contact information on the show notes. We have it here on the comments. Thanks to all of the superstars all around the world. And thank you again to Jennifer. It's about 10 o'clock over there at night, and we want to make sure that she gets to sleep because she's got to go handle some stuff in the morning. But I just want to say thank you so much for helping me serve the Talent Tribe here on our podcast live. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. All right, guys, that was another phenomenal exclusive complimentary podcast that we did for you guys here at the Talent Tribe. If you guys want more information on the Talent Tribe and how to join, just go to bit.ly/talented1 or go to Facebook and search for Talent Tribe. We're a complimentary group. We value growth hacking, making money online, being digital nomads, and of course, making passive income with our new skills that we just learned in online course creation. You guys make sure that you subscribe to all of our channels, leave us great reviews, leave us a comment. How do we do? Did you like it? Did you hate us? Let us know. Feedback really helps us give you guys quality, valuable content.
Thank you very much for giving your time to watch.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Much appreciated.